Hi, and welcome to Debbie's Rusty Brush. Today we're going to have a sped up video from my Facebook channel. Every Tuesday morning I go live for Tiara Tuesdays, so that is why I have the tiara on. And what we're going to do, or what we did, was this painting of a pumpkin and sunflowers. And I am trying to get ready in my shop for fall, and so I'm trying to get some decor pieces in there. These won't be framed items. They're 12 by 12 canvases, and they're just perfect for a table sitter or a shelf sitter, just to bring a little bit of that fall into your home during this time of year. And they work well all the way from October through Thanksgiving, so they can be out for quite a while. And by not framing them, I can keep the cost lower on them, and more of a decor piece than an actual fine art piece. So what we're going to do today is this painting. We're going to use acrylics, and we're going to use a palette knife on the majority of it. We do pull a brush out to do the background, and we also pull a brush out to do the vines on the pumpkin. Otherwise, we use a palette knife because I like the looseness I get with a palette knife. I also love the luscious texture that I get with a palette knife. So if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up, and be sure to comment and share this with your friends. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because I put out at least one video a week, sometimes two, and I try to give a step-by-step narrative of what I'm doing when I'm doing it, with the colors and that, but I do speed it up so that it doesn't take a lot of your time to watch it. And then if you are interested in painting, all you have to do is go to Debbie's Rusty Brush over on Facebook, and my full-length video will be over there for you so that you can start, stop, and paint along at your own speed. All right, thank you so much, and let's get going. Okay, so right now I'm just coating the entire back with cobalt blue. As you can see, I'm also doing all of the sides because this will be an unframed item, and so I want it to be finished in all areas. And here is Ziva the cat. She likes to come up and help sometimes. Alright, so now I am just taking some burnt sienna and doing an outline of the pumpkin with the palette knife, and putting the segments in and just getting an idea of where the pumpkin will go on the canvas. Now I'm just going over that with orange, and I will also pull out some yellow and some buff color, and just work that into the pumpkin and build some layers and some texture and some lights and darks into the pumpkin itself. Alright, and now I'm starting with the centers of the sunflowers. I don't normally start with the centers when I do sunflowers, but I want them to dry, and I want the pumpkin to dry a little bit before I started back in on it. Now I'm bringing some of that brown down in to add some depth, and here we are mixing in some of the buff. And as you can see, when the paint is wet on the canvas, you can take the different colors and mix them right on the canvas with the palette knife, and be able to adjust your colors and the look that you're going for as you move along. Okay, so while we're waiting for some of the other areas to tack up just a little bit, we're going to put in the stem and get the basic idea of where we want that in there. And then I'm putting just a bit of straw around the base of the pumpkin. All right, and now I'm adding vine work around our pumpkin stem, giving it a little bit more dimension and a little bit more length there. And now I'm going to start on the petals to the sunflowers. And I'm being real loose here with this, with the palette knife, and just getting them on there. I did wait for the brown to tack up just a little bit. It is not fully dry, and it will blend in some, but you want to at least have it kind of start to tack so that it isn't smearing everywhere, but you still have blendability with it. So on the sunflower, I did use a yellow ochre to go down first, and now I'm using a lemon yellow on it to give some depth and some dimension to the flowers. And now I'm just going through, and I've got some sap green, and I'm going to put in the stems and leaves to the sunflowers. All right, and then that is some lime green just to put in the detail into the leaves, and up above there where the petals on that sunflower would show at the back, and the petals will start out as a green and then turn it into the yellow. And so at the back, that's what you would have there. And now I'm just going through, and I was trying to put the vines that come down off of the pumpkin with the palette knife, and it just was not turning out the way I wanted it, so I went ahead and grabbed my dagger brush, and I'm putting in those vines at the moment with some green paint mixed with brown. And then I decided I wanted another sunflower down here on this side, so I'm going to put the center of that sunflower in and go ahead and get right to putting the petals on that one. Alright, so now I'm just going through it, and I'm putting a little detail into the center of those flowers, and I just do this by using a little bit of green and a little bit of orange, and just to add some interest and some dimension to those. I'm not going to worry about doing the one that is bent over because you don't see a lot of the brown there. And now we're just going to add a leaf to that bottom one, and then we will go through and put a little bit more straw in it, and over that to make it look as though it is
a little bit more growing out of that area. And then we're also highlighting our straw with a little bit of the lemon yellow and giving that some dimension and some life to it as well. Alright, and now I'm using some green and some buff, and I'm just going to put some dots into the stem and do a little finger blending with that to give it a little more life. Alright, and that is our pumpkin and sunflower painting for today. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that little bell so you get a notification every time I upload a video. And thanks for watching.